Yeah, sure. But if one is mildly in favor of the average American, not in favor of corporate America, they're getting stopped. So all the ones who are getting stopped are the very
7 p.m.
best ones, the
Twitch no.
progressive ones.
Play video button.
And
Win.
then
Place. Oh, yeah. Aight, let's go. Hey, yeah. Come on. Yeah. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Grab your camera phones and your devices, kick off your shoes and grab yourself some popcorn, baby. Cause the Peasy Show is on live Monday through Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight. Grab your camera phones and your devices, kick off your shoes, grab yourself some popcorn, baby. Cause the Peasy Show is on live, so come chill with us. Thank you, show, have a good time, baby. Vibe, we got the vibe. Welcome to my room. Yes, I'm blind. Catch me Monday through Saturday live, 7 p.m. East Coast time. Yeah. We're on the rise, kick off your shoes, enjoy the ride. What we can do is motivate minds, like Motivation Monday, y'all over your line. Yeah. Topics to try, thinking decline, wasting some time. Then we get to Wednesday where we can ride to new ways and where the independents thrive. Yeah. Talk Back Thursday, where if you don't talk to me. Yeah, PZ's open, mic could be the place where you can talk to me. But I like Saturdays, it remind me of the most cypher days. You can get on mic and you can rock the stage, but you only got 30 minutes, join the stream. So won't you come join with me, you can be a part of me in the PZ team. I call my PP Weekly Speaks, catch me weekly on the Blind MC. Won't you come join with me, you can be a part of me in the PZ team. I call my PP Weekly Speaks, catch me weekly on the Blind MC. Hey! Talking about it, I want them talking about it. Tell them all around it, word and let them talk about it. Talking about it, I want them talking about it. I'm tell them all around it, word and let them talk about it. Talk about it, come on and talk about it. Tell them all around, word and let them talk about it. So grab your camera phones and your devices, kick off your shoes and grab yourself some popcorn, baby. Cause the Peasy Show is on live Monday through Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight. Grab your camera phones and your devices, kick off your shoes and grab yourself some popcorn. Cause the Peasy Show is online, so come chill with us. So have a good time, baby.
Wow. Yes, indeed. It is I and I am he, the blind MC, Pee Wee Z, straight out of 518. You know what it is. It's another Monday. So it's time to get motivated with another episode of Motivation Monday. What's up with your peoples? What's good with you? What's another day, man? And coming off of the weekend, man, we just don't know what the hell to make of this country now, man. U.S. is going through some shit. We got a real serious, wire caught up the hairs of our ass, and it's yanking at our subconscious to feel like we have to be at odds with each other and always willing to shoot some person because of our immense anger and frustration. And if you notice, what I'm talking about now is just the situation that took place in Texas over the weekend. It's just crazy, man. We sit back and we already are looking at over 199 gun violence, murders, death that ended in death this year alone. Literally, this is May. You realize it's the 5th month. That's what blows. That's what makes this whole thing crazy. Because it's May, y'all. I just don't get that. And not understanding the gravity of how crazy and how deep this situation can be, due to the fact that we have such a galvanizing political atmosphere that seems to believe that everybody thinks that, we have to be armed, we got to be strapped, We live in a world, we live in a country where that's actually, it's so sad that that's actually not a bad idea. You see what I'm saying? Because of the fact that the laws in our states, in our country, are so ridiculously contradicting. It's so weird because even in states like, even in our states here that have some of the top gun laws that really, really regulate, we don't seem to see any results of this, because we're also finding out that some of the people who own guns, gun owners, whether legally or illegally, are just not mentally capable and should have been on high alert with these weapons from day one of their immediate noticing of their, these kinds of situations. Because if not, then we're just forced to sit here and keep constantly watching family members, friends, neighbors, people we see in the streets, randomly just getting shot and killed. And it's because nobody cares at this point. And it's quite blatant when we're starting to notice the fact that, a lot of these people are just disgruntled men who don't have, They just feel like they don't have anyone helping. Mentally, they're unstable. They were before and after having possessed the gun. And it just shows this shit. Like, it's crazy. Like, whereas a person with common sense who looks at the most safest ways to analyze things, that's like, yo, we're not looking for you. We want the psycho that don't know how to hold the gun, could shoot anything and anyone at any given time. We like that guy because he's always going to come back. We're going to get 100 of those over the one that has common sense. And I just don't see an end to this. It's just sad because we're dealing with a situation where people's lives are at risk. We're losing people every day to these gun violences. Like, we've already, and it's crazy as fuck if you look at it. It's like there's 140, let me see, 30, gearing up for another 31, 20, candidates that you think are too progressive popping up. 231, 62. Come out guns blazing on them. If you listen to the way Bernie Sanders, April is 30, so talking about endorsing Joe Biden, 92 right now that the actual extreme plus 28 are pretty severely marginalized. That's in general. At the margin, yeah, I not see like there are more gun violence murders in our state, in our states this year, in this country this year, than there are days in the month that we've had in this year. We're still trying to exceed the number of days in the year that we've even reached. We are already there. We're about almost well, shit. When you look at it, damn, we're running. We're running neck and neck if you think about it. Because I mean, we're pretty much at a death a day, going into the statistics of this thing this year. And I don't know about y'all, but I just think this shit is really depressing to sit back, realizing that we live in a world, in a country that feels like this is the way we have to be. This is the way life should be for us. When I just don't see it.
9 p.m.
I just don't see it. I don't think it's necessary.
0. Okay.
I think we have
device unlocked. YT music. Play video.
Way too much.
Previous track. Play video button.
We have
Tap to
way
activate.
too much leniency with those kinds of laws. And I see, honestly and truthfully, that was the thing though. When they did the assault weapons ban back in the days, you know, I remember that. And honest and truthfully, when that assault weapons ban was in effect, it wasn't as bad. You didn't hear about people getting shot and killed regularly like this. Like this. Like we're well on our way to like maxing out. Like we've really maxing out like the year with like some high profile, like some high death numbers. Like I don't get that. Like, are we supposed to be proud of this accomplishment? Because this is really not an accomplishment. This is an embarrassment to our human nature as citizens of this country. Because this is just uncivilized in itself.
Really important sleight of hand that he's doing there. So
Screen off.
And I don't know about y'all, but I really worry about the state of this country when it comes to like my kids growing up here. Because nowhere is safe anymore. You can't go to school, you can't go to church, can't get in the hospital, can't go to fucking to the store anymore without shit like this happening. Nowhere is safe in this country, and that's not a good thing. I was listening to the Young Turks this evening before the show started, and they were saying that the gun violence in other countries is nowhere near as massive a problem as we have.
Including black people, Latinos, etc., is counterproductive. It doesn't make sense.
We're the only country that's still counting deaths from gun violence. We're still counting them this year. For the year.
Are intensely popular. So Medicare
there are literally people in other countries who have guns and they don't have this many deaths. Fuck, for fuck's sake, Switzerland is one of the countries in the world that manufactures weapons. They have yet to have they haven't had a death since 2007.
By the way, though, there is one thing he is right about.
It's 2023, y'all. Why? Why?
Two incredibly popular positions. So
this is just insane. Like, can you just think about the fact that how many people in our day, like just in this time frame from now until then, like this is just for example, just for a smaller example, right? Check this crazy shit.
Enter pin to open. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Device unlocked. Phone. Edit box. Home button. Window navigation bar. Tap to activate.
We're supposed to open the door behind them and help other progressives win. So when Democratic majority for Israel attacked,
Tap to
how many gun-related
Tap to
deaths
finish.
have there been since 2000?
How many gun-related deaths have? How many gun-related deaths have there been since 27? Here are your results.
and they have a world of spotlight on them if they wanted to.
CDC data suggests nearly 49,000 people died from gun violence. July 14, 2022. Share. Washington, D.C. A new release of provisional data asterisk from the center's free period. About this result. CDC data suggests nearly 49,000 people died from gun violence. July 14, 2022. Share. Washington, D.C. A new release of provisional data asterisk from the center's free period. Giffords https://giffords.org articles 2021 CDC data shows record number of gun deaths. Link. By Anne Planty cited by 142, and less than 10% of all non-fatal violent crime from 1993 to 2011. About this result. Bureau of Justice Statistics.gov https://vjs.ojp.gov pub PDF firearm violence 1993-2011 Bureau of Justice Statistics. Link. Web results. Search results. Giffords https://giffords.org about this result. CDC data suggests nearly 49,000 people died from gun violence. July 14th, 2022. Share. Washington, D.C. About
And
this
that
result.
was just in
Button.
July of,
Tap to activate.
of last year. 49,000.
Millions of dollars against Nina Turner and
Over 49,000 deaths.
even health populist progressive fighters pre-stroke like Fetterman.
And that was China. That was like coming, like that was probably an overall estimate from latter years to 2022. That's just the crazy situation of. I mean, come on now. Does this not sound outrageous to you when you're listening to the numbers and they're saying thousands, not 100, not 10, thousands, tens of thousands. This is the crazy part about it, y'all. What are we doing wrong here? Because I can sit here and express in multiple different ways what I feel like is wrong here, but I mean, until we all get on the same page, we're still going to keep constantly climbing down this pole, climbing up and down this pole. We're going to keep saying that we don't like it. We're going to keep saying we want to do something about it, and nothing's going to happen. What we really need to do is start acting on these things. Speaking truth to power, you know what I'm saying? Like really taking it to these politicians that run our states and cities and just telling them, look, we're done with this. You're not going to keep pushing us into this gun cultural county and city when you are not concerned about the citizens. The citizens are telling you we want this fixed. The citizens are telling you we want to be safe. And in any government-ruled country, this should be the primary rule or the primary just standard of the government to protect its citizens. How are you doing that when you're aiding the lobbyists who are pushing you to continue to push relaxed gun laws and no to common sense gun reforms? See what I'm saying? Common sense gun reform policies would really take no time to settle the situations. They would almost become an immediate response for these situations. But people are not willing to give up the fact that they have a twisted sense of belief in the Second Amendment. Yeah, you have the right to bear arms if you're in a perfectly well-formed militia. We don't have that. We haven't had need of a functioning militia in this country in years, since the Civil War. So why are we at it now? What is so important about guns, about gun laws now? What is so important about having a gun now? In the world we live in today, the reason why this is such an issue is because every fucking body can get a gun now. It is way too easy. And we start seeing that just in the last year, we got to 400 deaths. We got to 400 deaths last year, a week ago, a week from today. A week from today, we will have made. We will be at the 400 mark. We'll be able to hit that 400. We would have been at the 400 mark from last year's height in the death rate. This is insane. We breached that, I think, this week, or over this weekend. But that's what I'm saying, people. We're literally not out of the woods here with this. We've gotta get our things together. We've gotta start putting a stop to these people who are out here just putting us in these positions where we feel like we have to be strapped to do shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't what it is, bro. It ain't. But
Smile with horns to God, smile with horns. I know not gonna listen to this one, but fuck it, I'ma post it anyways just in case y'all wanna check it out. Screen off.
y'all know what it is, man. It's 4:20 on the West Coast. I'm about to light up my bowl and kind of get my mind off of shit. Thank you.
Absolutely. Happy to help. Hope you've had a good Monday.
So far, so good.
View live stream now with live chat.
But yeah, man, it's like
And mixes it up with the lies.
we got a lot going on in our country, man. It's just we got a lot of shit. Just a quick reminder though for everybody while we telling y'all.
We absolutely positively should.
Peasy Show theme song challenge. Still got time. Today's the 8th. You got plenty of time right now. 22 days from today until all those submissions must be in. So all you got to do, holla at your boy, Blind MC. Hit me up in the DMs right here on the Peasy Show. Leave me that message saying you want to join the Peasy Show theme song challenge. I will send you the links necessary. Your job is to record your version, your part, send it back to me, or post it and say, post it with the hashtag the Peasy Show theme song challenge. Alright? The Peasy Show theme song challenge. Post it with that hashtag. I will find you. I will take it in and we'll be, as a matter of fact, just so I don't have to go through all of that, because if you're not on BandLab, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. But definitely if you're gonna post it, let me know you're posting it. Share it to me. Send it to me in the emails. Matter of fact, you can do that, or you can send it to me in the DM. Send me the link to your video in the DM. That way, I can see it, I can verify it, and we can go from there. You know what I mean?
1,000%. In fact, I did a little bit of digging on Melhorn because I was curious what his history is. You know, he's described as, you know, a tech executive and strategist, also a venture capitalist. Video featuring Melhorn in a panel discussion at the Enterprise Institute.
Which is the giant think tank. Of course!
But y'all know what it is, man. It's Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday comes at you like this every week, man. We talking about what motivated you this week. We want to know what's on your mind, what you got planned for this week. How has your days been? How has everything been moving for you over these last few weeks? This also, I want to give you guys a note and let you guys know, artists, if you're out there and you're looking to get an interview, holla at me. Hit me in the DMs. We'll set you up with an interview. See what day fits for you. We got Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays right here on the show. But we also will work with your schedule. So you let me know what you can do, what fits for you. We'll put you in. Because I really just want to get your story out here. I want people to know who you are. I want people to hear that unsung story from you, about you, and what makes you you. You know, something that you don't get in the store. You dig me? So that's the kind of shit for real. Like I'm trying to put these kind of things out here. We're pushing for a goal this year. Trying to get 100 interviews in before the end of the year. We're in the 5th month of the year. It's a lot growing. It's a lot riding on these interviews. I really would like to get them going. We've only got about 4 or 5 in so far, which means we are way behind, and it's already almost half the year gone. I'm telling you, yo, if you want to get in, hit me up, leave me a message. We'll set you up, and we'll get it going. But only serious people. Just be serious about what you're doing. Take your music serious. Take your creation serious. Because anything in the realm of art, if you don't take your work serious, nobody else will. So Step one of being an artist who's getting an interview, take your work serious. Believe in the work that you do, and people will believe your story behind why you do what you do for your music. I'll be honest with you. Like, I think honestly, it's kind of that way for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think at it when I come at it. You know what I mean? Like that. You know what I mean? Because there's so many artists in the world today, and each of them come from a different background. They all have a story to tell. You know what I mean? But what we also have to realize is, while every artist has a story they want to tell, they got this message they want to get across to people, there's also that artist that really wishes to make a big impact on the world, from his music to the movement that starts behind his music. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like at some point in my life, I mean, I feel like I want to incidentally create a movement, something that changes the hearts and minds of people to consider the options of concern that have been plaguing the human society for a while, man. We live in a world where evil overrules a lot. You see more bad things happening to good people, and none of the good things for good people other than the sacredcy of what happens after we leave this planet. And I feel like a lot of us good people that are getting treated like such shouldn't have to keep getting treated like such. And it's high time for good people to start speaking up about the bad things and letting people acknowledge that these are bad things and they need to be, punished as such. But also that, we're not a fucking humanity. We're not a society of people that constantly embellishes the negative. You know what I mean? Because that's literally what other races could really look at us and say. I wouldn't even say races. I'm talking like fucking people in general. Other species of the world of intelligence. Intelligent species could literally look at us and say, man, you motherfuckers are violent. None of you can give us a conscious thought on anything that isn't a bunch of fucking destructive thoughts on it. Let me just disintegrate this thing until I fucking feel like it's done being resistant to what I want it to do.
To come to terms with, and I feel you on that.
100%.
And then I'll just, fadangle it around and tell you how corny it was at the same time. It's so weird, though. You know what I'm saying? So, my whole thing is this. Like, y'all know what it is. We do this shit every week. When we get in here, we try to give you guys something to talk about, something that motivates the mind, something that gives you a sense of understanding that we are here for trying to improve our way of thinking, our way of being, to a movement of progression and productivity. You know what I'm saying? So motivation for me is just building that conscious conversation with you guys about not only what's going on, but being motivated on looking for answers and solutions, whether just having this conversation to acknowledge that this is a problem in our society, or coming up with conversations that lead to solutionary activism. You know what I mean? Because it's something in the world about being active in our society, active in our community, that helps to get us out of these situations where we're constantly feeling like everything's on a collapsing cycle. It's like we're falling down this line of dominoes that are just constantly falling over, and nothing is stopping it. But at the same time, we all realize where the damage of these is coming from. And it's mostly because it's the people that are in control.
ABC Washington Post poll shows that Biden is
And the people in
not
control
doing well and
don't
is
care
really
about
unpopular with
the
Americans,
citizens
including
that
Democratic
they are
voters who
control
would
that
prefer
gave them
that,
the control.
The Democrats nominate someone else rather than Biden. Now, before we get
Others
to,
are
some more on Biden, including his campaign,
consistently
response
okay
to
with
this poll, which is pretty devastating for
the
him.
way things
Digging a little
are
deeper into the ABC poll, which found that 63% of respondents say
and
Biden
don't care
does not
to have things
the
changed.
mental sharpness to serve effectively as president, up from 43% in
Yeah, man,
2020
like
and
that's really
54% a year
where we
ago.
are with
A
things.
similar
Like,
62% say Biden is
7:30
not
p.m.
in good
give me a
enough
second here
mental
because I think we
health
locked
to be
up.
effective.
Zero.
Now,
Zero.
when it comes to
Zero.
Trump,
Enter.
here's what the poll
In area.
finds.
That was so
Trump
weird.
would be 78 in January
Device unlocked.
2025
Banner.
at the
StreamYard
time
logo.
of the next
Something went
inauguration,
wrong.
but in contrast to
Please
Biden,
ensure you
most
let us know.
Americans, 54% say
Yeah, that wasn't me, you jackass. That was you.
to serve as president,
Refreshing
and
page.
64%
40%.
say
That was
Biden
definitely
is
you.
fit enough to serve.
StreamYard. Web
Which
view.
I don't agree with that, right? Like
I don't like
get
that.
If you're
StreamYard
going to
logo.
compare Trump to Biden and try to choose
Secure.
who is better,
Button.
mentally, physically, I guess
Secure.
you'd go with Trump.
StreamYard.com/.
Trump's
Studio.
not all there either.
Next default.
Like,
Enter. Enter studio.
It should just booted me out of my studio,
To Biden where he seems days
out of my live
says
stream.
weirdly wrong things.
Form. Delete.
But does he?
It's a good thing I came.
Biden overall? Yeah,
Four.
he does.
Yeah.
And I think that trying to deny that
Yes.
reality isn't going to help anyone.
Activate.
Is he mentally fit?
4.
No,
Button.
well, there's a catch there. He was never mentally fit to begin with.
Show
He
comment
was
and
always
broadcast.
so
Wait a
preposterously
minute.
Return to
unintelligent
folder list.
that even if he's,
Folder option.
You
know,
better
so
not be
mental,
telling me.
it's hard to tell because he started at such a
Home.
low
Button.
point.
Window
Yo,
navigation.
that shit ended my whole
Button.
stream.
Window Chrome.
Biden or Trump, I'm still going to take Biden because Biden started so much higher than Trump did that even
Yes.
if Biden dropped
Button.
a lot and Trump only
Four.
dropped a little,
Button. Please.
Trump's still at
Link.
like 20 IQ.
Yo, that thing
Exactly.
ended. Yo, it ended my stream.
It's egregious that we're
Oh
gonna
my
be
God.
with the
That
same
shit straight up
election
ended my
next
stream.
election.
StreamYard.
Very
Web.
likely.
StreamYard logo. COVID menu. Broadcast.
Thought on that coming
Selected.
up in a second, too. But
Upcoming.
guys, look, just you
Pass.
saw him say we should
have no
inject
upcoming
bleach
broadcasts.
into our
That
bodies.
is some wild ass shit just now.
Just bragging about how mentally
Holy
fit he is.
monkey
He was
ducks.
a hurricane. It was spread the radiation
On a
all
tentacle
over.
fucker.
Unbelievably mentally unfit to be
Wow, that's crazy.
Correctly, right? He also
All right,
thinks
so
that windmills give you
that's complete. Motivation Monday is done on fucking Facebook and YouTube, I guess. Sorry guys, but I guess that's what the hell happens.
Literally,
My fucking devices don't like me, and everybody's just being dicks to me. One tablet wants to shut off in the middle of a stream. Another tablet is constantly telling me that it's wet in the inside, and I can't plug it in to charge it, so it's dying. And this is my day. This has been my day this week. This is how my week started, y'all. So we're batting 1,000 right now. We're really batting 1,000. It's amazing how this even goes down like this, but this is where we are right now. I'm gonna look at it in the sense of, it could be worse. As always, it could be worse. But this doesn't make it any better. I will say that. It does not make it any better. If anything, this just makes it more frustrating. But I'm okay with that. Because frustration seems to be like the one thing plaguing me every day. And it ain't been something new. But it's not. It's all good though. We have these issues. We tend to let some of the smaller things get us frustrated the most, and we end up with situations where, people get to shooting at people for driving by their house. People get to shooting at you for telling you to stop shooting in your backyard because there's kids here. All of these different things, I'm sorry, I feel like this is ridiculous, in a sense. And in reality, no one wants to die behind speaking out about things that they feel concerned of. But this seems to be like the new thing now. It's like, hey, you know, try to be resistant to certain shit. You know what I mean? And all of this is just what it is. But hey, man, to be honest with you, you know, we as a people here in this country, the U.S. of A., we can honestly say that if you just stop sitting on your hands and actually vote for the things that you know you like, or the things that you know you want to see changed in life. Vote in your interest. Vote the things that really matter to you. And the things that I'm going to tell you right now, there's a lot more people in the world that are on the side of right than there are that aren't. And we live just in a society where we keep having to deal with these ticks, these sort of ticks that attach themselves to, you know, their host all the time, and they keep insisting on putting us out of these situations. So where we fail as people is we let other people convince us that it's not worth fighting for, by letting them talk us out of going for the policies that we know affect us a certain way. Anybody in the world, that in this country especially, anybody in this country can look up the legislations in their cities and states that are being passed, the ones that are being put up on the ballots, the ones that are being addressed in your council meetings in cities and states around your neighborhood. And all of you who are concerned about these literal instruments of damage that can be taken and used for whatever felonious reason they choose to put into policy, it's up to you as citizens of the cities and states that these things are happening in to acknowledge the wrong, see that, and make the proper adjustments to show these politicians that you're not just going to let them give you the okie doke. And any of these people that feel like they can just disregard what we as citizens of the state, of this country, ask of our politicians. This is our opportunity to flex some power for them, so that they know where the real power lies. Because we only allow them power when we vote them in. Majority of these politicians in this country have been voted. They were elected by us. So in many cases, we have no one to blame for the problems that we have but ourselves. And with all of us here who have the opportunity and the privilege, which it is our right as citizens in this country to vote. Vote your interests. Vote the things that you know will support your family, your livelihood, what you want to see America look like, because the American dream is the dream that people find this country and find success. They find a story of determination, of immense, just consistent dedication. So, I mean, for me, man, I just really think that it's up to us to make all of this stuff happen. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to change any of these laws. Nobody's going to look at any of these things. Nobody's going to care that we want to see change until we push for it, until we ask for it. And not only do we need to now start asking, because way too many people have lost their lives for asking. We need to now start demanding that these things be rectified, and immediately, because we've already gone through the discussion of why. and to keep adding time to it so that when the time comes and you feel it's appropriate to use the time card, oh, well, that was a long time ago. You know, a long time to you might not seem like a long time when it's only been happening to you. It doesn't seem like it's a long time at all. And then even if you look at the fact that the laws that went against people in this country weren't that far behind, weren't that far off in history. Hell, my mom was born in that time. My cousins were born in that time. I have aunts and grandmothers and a grandmother that was born in those times. You see what I'm saying? So how far back do you really think you should suggestively speak on shit before it's it's irrelevant to speak on it? At the factor of, oh, well, 400 years might seem like a long time ago, but at the same time, this country is not as old as you want it to be. We're only in the 21st century, and this country came to development after the 1800s.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep going.
So, I mean, I'm just saying.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
I'm just saying.
Member section. Anna and Jake, Rule, love you guys.
Like,
for being a harbinger of this.
We're having a discussion about something that should have been talked over. It should have already been ironed out. We should not be coming up 2023 arguing over reparations, over whether or not black people deserve reparations, or why it's such an important thing to talk about. Like, do you really think black people don't deserve these things? Like, what makes you think they don't? Why would you say that? I mean, like, where is your evidence coming from to say that black people don't deserve it? Because at the same time, while you're consistently saying that, what have black people been given other than quote unquote freedom that any human being is supposed to have, regardless of skin color or form of afflictions? See what I'm saying? Like, that's just ignorance at its finest. When to say that, you know, oh, well, you know, emancipation and proclamation and all this other shit is signification of black liberations, when that was only a piece of paper that didn't even get recognized until sometime after. Okay? Not only that, but even after, it was still aggressively pursued to oppress that same classification of people, because they gentrified a lot of different policies around where the anger of how to continually torture black souls came from. And it's just so weird how fucking we sit and we try not to even talk about shit like this. It's like, oh my God, we can't talk about black history in schools because we're just talking about oppressive and oppressors, oppression and oppressives and oppressors. And meanwhile, we still haven't broken into the honest conversation that needs to be had in this country. That we have racism issues. We have race issues in this country. This country is still under the high level guise of white supremacy. Those in power, majority of that 1% are the supremacists that we speak on. Those people who are the most influential in power do not like other people of color and do not know. I don't even understand the reasons why. Lord knows we've gone through so many different reasons what they could use as to why. But I mean, I'm just like, I'm to the point now where I'm tired of thinking on the constants of why are we still here? Why are we still arguing over this? This is by far at this point now the longest argument this country has ever had. And it's because the country's government refuses to acknowledge it. So this is the issue that I see. I see this quite frequent, if you ask me. I think of it. I just think it's not gonna make anything better if we keep constantly trying to find someone else to add to the list of others that acknowledge the wrong in this country when it comes to the fact that, you know, we're dealing with a society of bigotry, a society that is filled with just a bunch of people that, you know, there's more people that don't want to be a part of society and just, you know, the normal life things. Their normal life consists of torturing and tormenting other people for their own personal gain. So, like, I don't understand this at all when we look at the whole situation, because it often leaves a stain.
But to be fair to them, they were not trying to.
A stain that I'm not used to.
Against Trump.
No, again, this was for
I'm really not.
race in 2018, but it does bring up.
Because I kind of think about.
I mean, Ron DeSantis in the leaked footage admits, as they're prepping him, that when he was in Congress,
I'm always thinking about the fact that we always need
that's kind of fun.
something to feel at fear, I guess. And that's kind of where I'm at with it, because I feel like this country has gotten so used to being in fear of things, being afraid of going outside, being afraid of being around other people, being afraid of even being in, you know, front of people that you know, that it's just like, how? Like, it's so weird that, you know, this couldn't all have been the results of, you know, people in mental health.
Yeah, and they know for certain.
It's not even just. I mean, come on. There's maybe one small portionate hand, you know, of incidences, small handful of incidences where this is possibly factual. But we're talking about a situation where people are being used as targets for gunslinging shooters, like just gunslinging nuts, fucking whole objective to be like target practice. This is target practice. Go out here and I'll just gun people down. See how many people I can shoot before the police come get.
I'm gonna get to my favorite part of the story.
And this literally makes me feel like we're living in a Grand Theft Auto movie.
DeSantis apparently has trouble with.
Like, you gotta understand. I really feel like
Sources tell ABC News, this is graphic 3.
a lot of this has to do with the fact that, you know, video games are fun, but not everybody should play a video game, because kids turn to adults. And when adults become adults, remember, adults have fewer rules than children, which means if they become the kind of adults like we notice on these situations with these live active shooters, they are definitely going to reflect the issue. It's going to reflect the issue that there are gun control problems in this country. It's going to reflect the issue that there are mental health problems in this country. Not only that, but the fact that the gun laws for people are not regulated enough to where people who have mental health issues or have a history of mental health cannot access these guns. It's still very much accessible to these people. There's maybe a small handful of states that actually oblige to give us red flag laws that they utilize. And those are the states that you don't hear about when it comes to gun violence.
And that guy's going to beat Donald Trump in a primary? That's why, like,
just saying.
Trump blew the midterm elections and
I mean,
lost all the close races because of his clownish antics.
It's just a bunch of this going into the whole context of it all, you know? And seeing that and then knowing that with all of this comes a whole new outlook on where we're supposed to be at with our legislations and with our policies for gun control. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like, I feel like if we're going to allot people the right to hold and bear arms, regardless of what the amendment says, all the amendment says if you're not in a fully formed, well-formed militia or whatever. But it's already being perverted. The laws are being perverted. The laws are already being perverted. So since the Second Amendment has already been perverted, you know, we're living in a world where this is not constitutionally correct. So since we're here already, we got all these guns out here in the country. What I feel like would be a really good idea, you know, is give us some gun control. Give us that 21-year, application law that says, you know, you can't apply for a gun until you're 21. Give us the red flag law that states that federally you cannot receive a rifle or gun if you are a criminal or have a history of mental health issues where you are aggressive or angry. You know, even violence and anger issues that should also result in a person losing their weapon, because this is just insane when you look at the fact that some of the people that are a good percentage of the shooters that are out here that have been involved in these shootings were very angry at something or someone. And if not only, I mean, and I get it, you know, we hear about shit like that, we talking about it, and then we hear people like Greg Abbott say things like, yeah, you know, we're not worried about the gun violence, we're worried about the mental health of these citizens in our country, in America. And then he says that, you know, he's putting money into programs like this. But then you look at the statistics and it says that he's only put in, after taking out $210 million, he put in 105 million, right? Yeah, so it would seem like he done something, but it was only after he just drained it and then gave you half back. And then when you look at the fact that the half that he gave back, he only allocated 15% to actual mental health. The other 85 went to policing, training for police, all these other things that could have done
Swipe with 2
better
fingers to unlock.
with gun control or with mental health support.
Damn.
But this is the world we live in. This is the country we're living under.
than going to another outlet.
And it's only getting worse, y'all, if we don't stand up for ourselves and stand up in these polls and tell these people we don't want their bullshit, we don't want to eat their fucked up bean pies. We're going to keep seeing this.
Marvin, here's a reminder.
We're going to keep seeing it.
To leave.
Thank you.
Anytime. Literally.
Because it's just not going to get any better.
Marvin, here's a
It's
reminder.
not even going to get any better.
To leave. View live stream now with live chat.
So, like, for me, I know myself, I just wanted to say that, get that off my chest. But I also wanted to let y'all know, you know what I mean? I got nothing but love for all my peoples, man. And I don't want to see any of you get hurt. So I concern myself with these issues because I concern myself
Password.
with the people that I'm
0.
surrounded by.
0.
All the people I
0.
talk to.
0. 0. Okay.
They don't feel safer outside. No
Device
more.
unlocked. Google Assistant.
You know,
About this
and
result.
it's harder to
Button.
feel
Tap to
safer
activate.
outside when these things aren't
Not-
none of this stuff
Back.
is
Button.
happening.
Window navigation bar. Tap to activate.
None of this stuff they saying they're doing or they're trying to
Phone.
do to
Edit box.
prevent and all this other quote
Back.
unquote
Button. Window.
preventative measures
YT
and
music.
things
Play video.
are
Button.
doing anything to
Tap to
save
activate.
us. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm not gonna keep harping on the issue. I just wanted to talk about it. It was a motivated thing to talk about for me, especially with today's events going on over the weekend. Tomorrow, you know what it is. Talk about it Tuesday. We're gonna talk about a topic. Send me a comment, send me a message, hit me up, let me know what you think a topic we should talk about is. If not, I'll have something, we'll probably come up with it before the end of the day. But be on the lookout too. Talk about it Tuesday as we get into it for the new week. Also, submit those music songs. New Wave Music Wednesday is coming up this week. New Wave Music Wednesday. I got mine. I'm already ready to go. Got my joints in. I hope you guys are ready because we are good to get it, good to go. We're going to pick that New Wave Music Wednesday song of the week and go ahead with it. So you know how we do it. This is the week of the Peasy Show. We get it in. All right? Peace, y'all. You know what we're doing.
O-E-N-T. Yeah.
Peasy Show theme song challenge is still going. So if you want in, let me know. Send me a message, y'all. Let's go.
You know what time it is.
You know what time it is.
Grab your camera phones and your devices. Kick off your shoes and grab yourself some popcorn, baby. Cause the Peasy Show is online. Monday through Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, baby. Grab your camera phones and your devices. Kick off your shoes. Grab yourself some popcorn, baby. Cause the Peasy Show is online. So come chill with us. Baby, show no have a good time, baby. We got the vibe. Welcome to my room. Yes, I'm blind. Catch me Monday to Saturday live, 7 p.m. East Coast time. Yeah. We on the rise. Kick off your shoes. Enjoy the ride. What we can do is motivate minds like Motivation Monday. Y'all up on your line. Topics to try. Thinking and crying. Wasting some time. Here we get the Wednesday where we can ride to new waves and where the independence thrive. Yo. Talk Back Thursday, where if you don't talk to me. Yeah, PC's open mic could be the place where you can treat talk to me. But I like Saturdays, it remind me of the most cypher days. You can get on mic and you can rock some days, but you only got 30 minutes, join the screen. So won't you come join with me and you can be a part of me in the PC team. I call my PP Weekly Speech, catch me weekly on the Blind MC. Won't you come join with me, you can be a part of me in the PC team. I call my PP Weekly Speech, catch me weekly on the Blind MC. Hey. Talking about
Let's
it.
go.
I want them talking about
Shit
it.
live.
Tell them all around.
Show love.
Let them talk about it.
Young.
Talking about it. I want them talking about it. I'm telling all around.
We here Monday through Saturday,
Talk about it. Come on and talk about
7
it.
p.m.
Tell them
Eastern.
all around.
Let's
Let
go.
them talk about it. So grab your camera phones and your devices. Pick up your shoes and grab yourself some popcorn, baby. Cause the Peasy Show is online. Monday through Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern, baby. Grab your camera phones and your devices. Kick off your shoes and grab yourself some popcorn, baby. Cause the Peasy Show is online. So come chill with us. So have a good time, baby.
Yes, Peasy Show, man. It's all love, man, from me to you. I appreciate everything we do with you. Every day is a new day. I love being here with y'all, man, because it's always something to talk about. It's always something going on in the world today, and we always got something for you. You know what I'm saying? So, it's time to go. That's our show. But hey, man, I appreciate y'all for coming through, though, for real. That's what we love to do, y'all. But, you know what I mean, man. I appreciate y'all once again, man. This is just what we got going on for you. Tomorrow, talk about it Tuesday, so you know we're gonna come over here and come with y'all for a conversation. It's Peasy, baby.